Hey guys, Kyle, the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia of Chapter 212. And yeah, this was quite the chapter, I'll say that much. And okay, so we basically get the big reveal of who the man in black is. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have to give Horikoshi props. That he did he basically gave me one hell of a misdirection. He definitely props for one hell of a misdirection. Like the way Horikoshi handled that reveal, that was that was purely one hell of a misdirection for sure. I mean, I'm still convinced that Izuku's power going wild is going to have some kind of implication, pretty much towards All for One's escape or something. But yeah, having his power run wild because of the bald predecessor that lives within his mind or something is definitely clever. And just in the brief moment we got of him, I already want to know more about this dude, like what his past with the quirk is, and just what his past even with basically all with what his previous encounters with basically all for one were like. I want to know everything about this dude now. And even though it was funny, I think the one thing of substance we can take away from this guy's appearing is that he tells Izuku to stop using one for all, basically so irrationally, which does have many different meanings. But I think at the core of what this guy's words mean to Izuku is that he's reaching a point in his control of One For All where he can't so freely use max power anymore, because if he does, he could seriously hurt someone, and this was like the predecessor's way of stopping it. So yeah, in a weird way, if people do actually start prying into the truth out of this, it's in a twisted way mostly Izuku's fault. And the other thing about the other thing about this about his really and the other thing about the whole use max power thing is that at about and here's the thing, if Izuku was in fact using max power this whole time, then it really it really shows that it's almost like he's going to have to learn again in order to regulate the power. Almost like he the one thing he has to stop doing is just using like 5% again or something. Like I'm not like I forget how much power he was using against Monoma, but against Monoma, but yeah, if he was using all full power, then that was something he really shouldn't have done. Like he definitely needs to learn to regulate it again, I think. We also get some development for Ochako by exploring more of her backstory in this chapter, and with this backstory, Ochako, and I guess by creation Horikoshi, they both kind of bring up a really valid point. Superheroes in our popular culture have always been portrayed as the ones pretty much saving us, but very rarely are the roles reversed of just regular people saving the heroes. And don't get me wrong, I'm well aware that there are times that where we've seen in comics and movies that basically end up showing the hero basically weakened and normal citizens helping the hero. I guess Superman is like one of the key things one of the key points of this every time he's afflicted with kryptonite poisoning or something. But even in those moments when the hero is being saved by a regular person, it never seemed the lesson or the permanent effect of that happening. It very rarely ever seems to stick, and the status quo just kind of returns to how it was with the hero saving people, and it just kind of flip flops without much substance to it. But in the only other time I think I've seen something the only other time I've seen something like this that was used in practice and kind of actually had a really good effect is the bridge scene in the first Raimi Spider-Man film, where all those civilians were attacking the Green Goblin in order to distract him. But yeah, here in this chapter, and specifically in Ochiko's case, it really expands the view that everyone everyone, it doesn't matter who you are, everyone pretty much is gonna have a point in their life where they're gonna need to be saved, and no matter who they are. So yeah, it really added. So it added even more depth to basically Ochako's motivations of wanting to be the hero, to the point, and it even kind of validates why. And to a degree, I think this also kind of validates as to why the secondary characters are just as important in this series as the main leads, because it's Ochako said, after so many times of seeing Izuku basically break himself to save others, who's it that's going to be out there who's going to save the heroes when the heroes need saving? So yeah, it's. I really like how this whole thing, how the whole thing in this chapter was handled. It was it was really nicely done. And yeah, honestly, the what we saw of Ochako in this chapter, it just really kind of has me. It really kind of has me pumped in order to see. It really kind of has me pumped in order to see where pretty much Ochako is going to go. Is going to end up by the end of all this, and what's going to become of her, like when everything is said and done, like what kind of hero she's going to become. It's yeah, I'm really intrigued by Ochako after this. Now, going back to the encounter between Izuku and his bald predecessor, I'm curious if this guy is really only here to give a motivational speech to Izuku, or if we'll actually learn something more about the long-standing conflict between those who inherit One for All and All for One. Because going back to what I said before, this guy right now, he has me intrigued, and I'm curious to know what his encounters with basically All for One were like. Like, he just kind of gives off that vibe, being this guy who's like of just a rowdy biker punk, and it's like, yeah, if this is one of the guys who inherited pretty much who inherited the quirk of One for All, then yeah, this is the most intriguing predecessor of Izuku's predecessors right now to me. Although I will say that the one thing that does concern me about this guy appearing is that I'm hoping Horikoshi. I'm hoping that we're not going to head for another point in which Izuku's limit increases again. Like, I'm hoping that whatever this guy's appearance means, I'm hoping that Horikoshi holds off on making Izuku stronger from this encounter, and keeps him where he is for just a little while longer. Like, I mean, I guess in a way after this it would make sense that he gets stronger, but even if he does, I'm hoping it isn't by much. Let's put it that way. I hope it's not like 10%. I'd be okay with maybe 5 or something, but if it's 10 or 15, then I'm not. I'm honestly, I would just be, like I said, even 10% just seems too much. So yeah, just be happy if he just kind of stayed where he is right now. But I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Now, but yeah, aside from that, there wasn't much else to talk about. With this chapter. It was another one of those extremely short chapters. One thing I will say is that seeing as how this chapter was definitely one of the shorter ones, like a lot of these shorter chapters in general that we've been getting, it really felt like this chapter could have been combined with the last one. Because compared to the longer chapters Horikoshi has done before, these shorter ones each week pretty much feel like we're getting a part 1 and part 2 of the same chapter, so yeah, it feels like we're getting like half a chapter each time. But I'm sure the man has his reasons no matter what it is. But yeah, guys, that's my review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AniList, or Crunchyroll. Death Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.